It's Tuesday, September 30th, and I find myself back on familiar grounds at the Bellagio in Vegas after a week-long trip to the Borgata in Atlantic City. I'll start this vlog by saying that this session for me ends well, despite the rocky start. We have a lot to get through in this one, so let's just get to it. Seated at a 5-10 must-move game, I get into the action almost right away. In the second hand I'm dealt, from the small blind, I 3-bet a $30 cutoff open to $130 holding King 10 of spades, and he calls. My villain is the sticky type. He doesn't give up very easily. 3-5-5 with one spade. Versus him, this really isn't a flop I'm going to go to war on. I often lead here anyway, but on this occasion, I decide to just check. He does the same. The turn 3 of clubs brings me no aid and no pair and no draw. I'm basically resigning. I check again. He bets $140 and I just quickly fold. I'm now down a bit, but I bounce back quickly.
Oh boy, here we go. Hit it, yeah. You could try to copy. Gotten used to the hot seat. Ballin' with the fresh heat. Sick over the fresh beat. Watch out now, I got that sting. Hole in one, it's a pro golf swing. Dangerous, I'm hanging on the airplane wing. Now are you ready for the next big thing? We're bringing you the next big thing. Now I'm looking at the next big thing. Gonna do real big things. You know we gotta turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. We're bringing you the next big thing. Now I'm looking at the next big thing. Gonna do real big things. Keep it jumping like a piston. Jet fuel running through the engine. Quality can't be consistent. Cause we gotta go up. Cause we gotta go up. Yeah, we gotta go up. Cause we gotta go up. Yeah, we gotta go up. Don't try to stop it, it's the evolution. Pop in at the top while we keep the cruising. Getting hot, your hair might blow a fuse and we got nothing to lose.
We're about 30 minutes into the session now, and this one begins with an under the gun limp. A raise from the hijack to $40, to which the button flats. Holding pocket jacks in the small blind, I bump it up to $180 and get insta folds from the under the gun and hijack players. Not the button though. Like I said, he's sticky. This one doesn't like folding much. He calls. King 10-4. Not much doing for me on this flop, but I'm still working with an uncapped range, and that board fares pretty well versus the suite of hands I'd raised pre-flop from the small blind. I continue for $220, and after a bit of thought, the button decides to continue. The 7 of hearts turn doesn't change much for me, and versus this opponent, I probably won't be able to blast myself out of this spot. Check. He now loads up and slides $600 into the middle. I can't continue, so I fold. It's at this point that my friend Connor joins the table and makes a declaration.
I don't want to make the vlog again.
What? I end up finding the call and he points at me, indicating that I got it. He would later tell me that he had ace-3 suited. Friggin' Connor. Connor's giving me a heart attack over here.
After that vlog, he comes up to me, he's like, you're the guy from the vlog.
Still at the must move, and in this one not only is the straddle on, but the double straddle has been put in play.
Chance.
What?
Straddle.
So we all have 6 big blinds? Look how fast. I'm urged to put the triple straddle on, but with some players sitting really short, I pass on that offer. Instead, I decide to raise to $100 from the hijack with 4-5 of hearts. The button calls, the small blind calls, and the last straddler calls. Well, we got a little pot brewing. I'm going to try really hard to connect with this one. 4-4-8 with 2 diamonds. I'd say that qualifies. Action is checked over to me, and I double fist $160 into the pot. The button folds, but now the small blind check raises all in for about $550 total. The last straddler folds, and I call, of course.
Oh.
Damn, Jamie, you hard.
Here we go.
Y'all ready for this? Sure y'all ready for this? Here we go. We're bringing you the next big thing. Now looking at the next big thing. Gonna do real big things.
In the very next hand, with just the regular single straddle on, I min raise to $40 with ace-jack offsuit. The hijack calls, and the straddler tosses in the extra $20. 3 of us. 3 jack 7 with 2 diamonds. The straddler checks. My hand in this spot isn't normally a hand I would check back, but both opponents here lean aggressive, so I take the sneaky route. Check. The hijack does as well. The turn 6 of diamonds is one of the worst cards I can see. Diamonds are there now, straights are viable, 2 pair, which weren't really possible on the flop, are possible now as well. The straddler leads for $70. Raising here with someone behind me would be an overplay, so I call. The hijack behind me folds. Heads up. The river jack of spades improves me to trips. The straddler continues for $180, which could be a better hand, sure, but it could just as easily be nothing. From his vantage point, how strong can my hand be with me checking the flop? I make an easy call. He tables 9-3 offsuit. It's at this point that 2 friends of mine, MJ Gonzalez and Matt Avoid the 9-5 Boyd, walk into the room.
Boyd!
I hadn't seen these guys for a bit, so I decided to take a break. We walked down to Louis Vuitton and talked about poker, playing in private games, and my recent YouTube strikes.
For selling illegal and regulated goods, which makes no sense. I'm not selling.
YouTube.
Yeah, I'm not selling shit, right?
Yeah.
So
They're betting everybody.
yeah, they're doing it to
It's like
everybody.
a poker thing, yeah?
So then,
Like Jamie Staples, all these guys are struggling too.
After being gone from the table for about 20 minutes, I returned just in time for my big blind. The straddle is on, and I see the hijack has opened to $40, and I'm still standing up as I peek down at pocket aces. I casually take my seat
180.
and raise to $180. The opener calls. Heads up. Ace 10-6 with 2 diamonds. I don't know my villain here. I don't know the table flow. I have no idea what's been happening over the last 20 minutes, but I do know that I have Boyd hovering behind me, and it may look like I'm just overplaying something because I have a friend watching. I continue for $220. The hijack calls again. The turn is the jack of clubs, so if he was floating the flop with king-queen, he just got there. And if that's the case, I'm going to need the board to pair, or this guy is about to get paid. I say 5 to represent $500.
5.
But he folds before I can even get the chips in.
You're so lucky. I know you only threw that because I saw your hand.
Did you see my
You're
hand?
so lucky.
Yeah, now I know you didn't see my hand.
MJ and Matt both joined this game shortly after we returned, but over the next hour, I don't really get involved in that many hands. immediately after missing this monster draw, I get moved to the main game. I initially take the only open seat, the 6th seat, but before I can actually see a hand, the 2 seat opens. That's much better, so I slide over there. So the main game. The meta at the main game is a bit different than the must move, mainly because we are all mostly familiar with each other. I know Manuel in the 1 seat, Mateo in the 3 seat, the 4 seat is empty, I know Roman in the 5 seat, and Connor has been moved from the must move and is now in the 6 seat. The 7 seat I don't know, but MJ Gonzalez has moved over from the must move as well and is in the 8 seat. The first hand I play at this table begins with the 7 seat limping in under the gun. I default to my standard line from the cutoff with ace-5 of diamonds and raise. I make it $40. The button now re-raises to $160. He's aggressive. This isn't uncommon from him. Now the original limper calls. That's unexpected. I could try some uber aggressive squeeze here, but I don't. I just call. Ace, deuce, king with 1 diamond. The original limper checks. I do so as well, and now the button continues for $120. A pretty standard continue in this spot. Next to act folds, and I also make a pretty standard play here, I call. The turn is the jack of diamonds. Oh, this is getting better. Again, I check. I know that the button can go either way here between bet and check, and I also know that there aren't many bets that I'm going to fold to, but I don't need to make any decision because he checks behind. The river is the 5 of hearts. Now my thoughts quickly turn into getting value. If he has something like queens or worse, I won't get any. Ace king, ace jack, those probably would have bet the turn. So I target his top pair with good kicker hands like ace queen or ace 10. I bet $500. A size that I might be doing with a missed flush draw. He thinks about it.
We might have the same hands.
Shortly after that hand, Matt Boyd is must moved over to populate the 4 seat, so 7 out of the 8 players here, I know.
Great look. There's a Hall of Fame. Early value bet, but then when you actually get there, you don't value bet. You're a great fucking player. Now they do it in Belarus.
You're big.
Oh. It's not right anymore.
was playing the board. I check. Fuck you.
I thought you had more of a winner spirit, you know. I thought you had more of a, you know.
It's literally the reason why I check.
You know it's a fucked up check when you have bottom of a range and top pair,
Yeah,
and they both fucking check.
I know. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I'm plugging fours. I was like, if I bet here, I'm getting called, bro. Fuck that.
You weren't getting called.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
This next hand, well, this is kind of a nightmare. I really butchered this one. The straddle is on and I open king queen of clubs from the low jack to $50. That's fine. The button calls. Heads up. King, queen, 10 with 2 spades. Now I lead for $50. That's okay versus some players, mostly bad ones. And this isn't a bad one. He now raises to $150. So I'm holding top 2 pair, which is good, and is still ahead of some of his value. I make an easy call here. The turn is the 5 of spades, and I now donk for $160. Bad, bad, bad. Me turning top 2 into some sort of flush bluff here isn't a thing. In fact, I don't think I have any leads on this turn versus his flop raise. Luckily for me, the nightmare ends on this street as he just folds, because this hand could have gone very badly, very quickly, had it continued.
I want to get into a big pot, and I want you to river me.
With me?
Yes. Yeah, I want you to river me, though. Because that'll make me just angry enough to play better, you know?
30.
Sometimes I need that.
It took me 20 years to get angry to start trying to play better.
Yeah. Sometimes I need that, you know?
I've been at the main game for about 90 minutes at this point, and the only change in the lineup is that Connor in the 6th seat has been replaced by an older unknown gentleman. He's the big blind in this hand, and the straddle is on. From the hijack, I open 10-9 offsuit to $50. Not normally a hand I'd open from this spot, but I'm really trying to get into hands with the big blind and the straddle. In this instance, they both call. 6-7-6 rainbow. The flop checks around. 4 spades on the turn. This also checks around. And then the 8 of diamonds falls on the river, handing me the nut straight. Now the big blind leads for $110 and the straddler folds. Action back on me, and I raise to $300. He thinks about this turn of events for a few seconds before calling. I table my hand, and he sighs, tabling ace-5 of hearts for a smaller straight. I win the pot, but that doesn't stop Manuel and Matt for needling me for the unconventional move of opening 10-9 offsuit this deep.
You need glasses?
Go away.
Nearly full.
Offsuit that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. They're red, though. They're both red.
He's telling you this is not a 7 a.m.
Yeah.
An orbit or so later, with the straddle on, I open 10-9 suited from the cutoff to $50. The button then 3-bets to $200. The straddler cold calls, and holding this hand at this price, I get in there as well. 10-ace-7 rainbow. The straddler checks. I check holding middle pair, and the pre-flop 3-betting button checks too. The turn is the 5 of hearts, and the straddler checks again. I also check. Now the button bets $150 and the straddler calls. What's going on here? If the straddler had an ace, he'd probably check the flop, sure. But when that street gets checked through, it's doubtful he'd check again. If the button had an ace, he's not checking the flop, and if he did, he's not betting the turn for such a small size. Something is off. I call the $150. The river pairs the ace, so now the likelihood of either one of these two having won plummets. The straddler checks again. A bet here from me would be very strange because what am I repping? The button is good enough to pick up on this and just raise his entire range, so I check. And the button checks behind. I table my middle pair, and it's good. I then turn to Manuel for approval, pointing out that they're suited this time.
Yeah.
Pretty sharp.
Nice saying. Nice saying.
The 7 a.m. version.
11.
Okay, Jaman.
I'm learning. See, I'm learning from you. You understood that 260 on the river, though, didn't you, bitch? You understood that shit.
I understand when I was in the house.